subhanahu wa ta'ala than Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. But he knows the right of this young wife. And he wants to make her comfortable. And she was shy, she didn't want to. He said, no, come on, let's do it. And Aisha is the one who's narrating the hadith. She said, فَسَابَقَنِي فَسَبَقْتُ. So I raced with him, but I came first. Rasulullah at that time, at least he was probably 55, because he migrated at the age of 53. So probably he was 55, 56, something. So you could imagine that. فَسَابَقَنِي فَسَبَقْتُ. And then she said, and then I raced with him another time. فَسَابَقَنِي فَسَبَقَنِي. So I raced with him, but he came first. And she gave an excuse. She said, probably after that time I gained more weight, so that's why he came first. But I want to mention how Rasulullah was always having in his mind that once he is taking his wife, he wants to make her comfortable. Although it's something very serious. You are not going for a trip, just for enjoying. You are going for what? For something serious. It's a battle. But more than that, so important, when they were coming back from the battle, and they stop at a certain station, they have to relax sometimes. When they are about to leave, Aisha radiallahu anha said to Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, I lost my qilada, I lost my necklace. It's the army now. The army is being prepared to leave, and they are exhausted, tired, after they traveled for probably a month, and then they were fighting and coming back. Now you're coming back, right? And he is the leader. And then he tells the people, let's go. And once everybody is ready to go, his wife told him, I lost my necklace. So if you are in that spot, my brother, and you are the most gentleman on earth, and you love your wife more than anything else, what you will say? You are very nice. Say, okay, let's go and I will buy you a better one. I will buy you 10 more. I will. But you would be able to tell her, you know what, I'll talk to the army and tell them to wait and then we'll look for it. Would you do that? You say, no, that's too much. That's what Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam did. Exactly. Imagine, he said, okay, no problem, just wait. And not only that, he chose few of the Sahaba and he said to them, I want you to look for the necklace of Aisha. And they were looking around. Some of them got a little bit irritated. They went actually to Abu Bakr Siddiq, the father, and they were actually blaming him. Look what your daughter did. She told Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam to look for her necklace, and some people, they don't have wudu, and they don't even have, they cannot even offer prayer. And he came to her, and actually Abu Bakr, we know Abu Bakr was nice, but sometimes he had a little temper. And he was like poking her, you see what you did, and you told, she said, I didn't know what to say. And she's in this situation, subhanAllah. But he told the people, okay, no, but subhanAllah, Allah always makes the ways, and the ayah was revealed to Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam regarding the tayammum. Because at that time there was no tayammum yet. So saying if you are in a certain place, in a certain time, and there was no water, you could do tayammum. And somebody came and he said to Abu Bakr, هذه ليست آخر بركاتكم. This is not the last one of your barakah, O you, the family of Abu Bakr. Rasulullah, he told us, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, and because of that, now we got the permission from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that we could do wudu. It makes it much easier. Much easier. So, subhanAllah, now things that was like, looks bad, now it looks so good. Oh, we got a permission. Now whenever we go and we don't have, and if we have a little water or it's cold, now we could do wudu. I'm just, again, people are still looking for the necklace of Aisha radiallahu anha, right? So now once this is done, and the people, they couldn't find the necklace of Aisha, they tried their best, nothing. So Aisha now is convinced, and then they tried to make the camel of Aisha standing. They found the necklace of Aisha under the camel. Now if it was actually your own wife, after you created all this mess with the other, and then what are you going to say? Are you going to say, very now, alhamdulillah, we found it, right? But this is exactly what happened. They found the necklace. Oh, alhamdulillah, if you found it, not only we found it, we got a bonus. It's about the tayammum. This is again I read a lot of stories, and as somebody mentioned, that my background is literature. I am specialized in Arabic literature, poetry. And I read all those beautiful stories about the people before us. And the people who, the love stories also of the Arab before us, and the Muslims and all that. And I never saw a story like this, that a person respect his wife to this level, that he will stop an army to look for a necklace. And again, when I'm talking about, I'm not talking about anybody. I am talking about the best men ever, that ever walked on earth. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala praised him, and he said, لَقَدْ كَانَ لَكُمْ فِي رَسُولِ اللَّهِ أُسْوَةٌ حَسَنَةٌ لِمَنْ كَانَ يَرْجُو اللَّهَ وَالْيَوْمَ الْآخِرَ. That Rasulullah is the best example for you. We always, whenever we hear the word Rasulullah, say sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, beautiful. That's the way it's supposed to be. But more than that, do you take him as your uswa hasana, as your example? When you get angry, when you get mad, when you have an issue? Or you, Rasulullah is Rasulullah only whenever you feel like, and he's not Rasulullah whenever you don't feel like? He is Rasulullah all the time for you. He is your example all the time for you. And that's what he wanted from you, that he is your example. وَمَنْ رَغِبَ عَنْ سُنَّتِي فَلَيْسَ مِنِّي. And someone who rejects my sunnah doesn't belong to me. All of us who ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that He will make Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam the person that He will give us to drink at the Hawd of Kawthar. We and our parents, inshallah. But how we can get to that? It's only by doing what He used to do. The hadith is very, very famous. That he says, subhanAllah, in the day of judgment, some people, they will see Rasulullah, they will be going to him at the Hawd, and some angels will stop them. And Rasulullah said, these are my ummah. He said, you don't know what they did after you, what they changed after you, and they will be stopped from the Hawd. Why? Because these are not the people of Rasulullah. They did not take Rasulullah as an example. They took somebody else as an example. They took anybody else as an example, but not Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. This is a very important issue. And copy Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Yes, in the way how he used to walk, he used to talk, he used to dress up. That's an example. But more than that is the way how he used to deal with the people. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, as the hadith says, إِنَّمَا بُعِثْتُ لِأُتَمِّمَ مَكَارِمَ الْأَخْلَاقِ. The purpose of me being sent to you, to the all mankind, is to complete the best of the characters. And the question is there about our own character, how good it is. If you cannot be good to your wife, you cannot be good to anybody else. We could fake a smile to the other people. We could claim, we could pretend, we could try to look nice. But with your wife you cannot do that, because she sees you every day. In the morning, in the afternoon, when you are angry, when you are happy. So when you come to the masjid, you could act the way you want. Oh, mashallah, you look very good. You are such a good abid. But actually, when it comes to the reality, it's something different. Now we see the real face of that person. And that's again another example of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The people, they saw him in all matters. In all, they saw him in the battlefield. They saw him in the time when he was happy. They saw him in the time of ease. They saw him in the time of hardship. They saw him and they dealt in business with him. In any other matter, they saw Rasulullah, and he was the same person. The person that always they loved. Why? Because of his characters. Characters is not limited in the masjid or in a business or at home. No, it's all the time. It's all the time. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He sees that. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said again, إِنَّ أَقْرَبَكُم مِّنِّي مَجْلِسًا يَوْمَ الْقِيَامَةِ أَحَاسِنُكُمْ أَخْلَاقًا. All of us who say we love Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, we would like to be close to Rasulullah sallallahu. We would like to be at the level of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. And Rasulullah, He gave us a prescription for that. He said, إِنَّ أَقْرَبَكُم مِّنِّي مَجْلِسًا يَوْمَ الْقِيَامَةِ. The closest people among you to me on the day of judgment, who are? And He did not say those that they pray a lot, although the prayer is very important in Ibadat Deen. Or Sadaqah, which is also Sadaqah is very good. It has a shade on the day of judgment. Or Zakat, or Hajj. And we know the value. But what He said, أحاسنكم أخلاقا. Those that they have the best of the characters, they will be the closest people to the Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to improve our akhlaq. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to bring us close to the akhlaq of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Again, jazakumullahu khairan. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Yes.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum
assalam. Can you share with us some of the points about the community building? You're director of the Muslim Center. So obviously the diversity goes into the topic of community building, both for the existing community, adults who are coming into masjid, and the young people who are coming to masjid. Obviously every community has their own challenges. So we'd like to know how you're dealing with it, and what do you propose to other communities. Alhamdulillah, we have a very diversified community, very harmonized and together community. So how do you see that, and what would you suggest as the future steps?
I really don't have any formula for that, but I've been in the Muslim Center community at least for the last 18 years, and all the children that I was teaching when I joined the school on the very first time in 1999, all of them now, mashallah, they are in the professional field, doctors, engineers, and all that. And I realized that there is a huge big gap between the fathers and their own children. It's not that they don't like their parents, they do, they love them, they respect them, but they see that there is a big gap between them. And that also creates another problem for even those young people to join the masjid, to join the center, to join any kind of programs also. Because they see that this is not our program, this is the programs of our fathers. And also that sometimes they feel like they're not welcome to those programs, or their opinion is not taken in consideration, or it doesn't satisfy them, subhanAllah, or they are not a part of it. And remember, if you want someone to love something and to be a part of it, you have to give him a chance also to contribute, to help, to be a part of it. But if we resist to that, we will lose completely everybody. You know what? I was invited just a month ago to a small talk in a Jewish synagogue, which is one of the conservative, if you want. It's located there in Queens. Myself and the priest and the rabbi. And it's a huge big center. It's a Jewish center in Union Turnpike there. So when I went there again, having the idea that I'm in a Jewish center, I thought something different. I was completely shocked, because it was more than 200 to 300 students, the ages of all teenagers, coming from all the areas of New York City. I'm talking about the Jewish, and they're coming to have questions and answer sessions with the priest, imam, and so on. No, the amazing part that all those Jewish boys and girls, they were all mixed, and all the boys and girls, and especially the girls, they were half clothes, if you want, all of them with skirts, short sleeves or no sleeves, and so on. And for me, it was, I couldn't believe that this is the Jewish community, because we know that a Jewish community, they are somehow conservative. It was not like that. And actually, I took the rabbi on the side and I asked him, and I said, you know what, I'm very surprised. He said, I said, so and so and so. He said, if we don't do this, we're going to lose our children. It was funny for me that a Jewish rabbi would say so. But let me go back without going to the extreme. In our masajids, do we have a room to build this kind of relation between the young and their elders? Do we have any kind of strategy also to see what those youth they need and how we could actually help them? I'm not saying let's go to the extreme, definitely that's not acceptable, right? But do we really have this kind of strategy, how we're going to bring them in a way? Look, if Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he was introducing the young people to the community, to the society, to help and to be leaders. All of us, we know that he chose Usama ibn Zayd. He was probably 17 or 18 or less. And he put him as what? As the leader of the army. And under him was Abu Bakr and Umar and Uthman and so on, subhanAllah. Going back to what you said, it's an open challenge to every single community. And I know every single community, they have different problems, different challenges. And I would not be able to say to this community that, you know what, you got to do this. No, it's not. Your people, especially the elders, they may understand better what is needed for the community. But definitely they have to look that, you know what, our kids, they think differently. And don't in any sense think that they don't know. They know a lot. And they could come up with a lot of things that you cannot even imagine. But give them the chance. Let them look, just like your child, when he is about to start walking. You don't keep holding him all the time. You let him what? Stand and fall, right? And stand and fall. And from that he learns. When he is